Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena Brawl video, where through some rather hilarious set of circumstances, we're playing another monocoloured deck, Enchanting Cacophony this time. And since by complete coincidence I made Devoted to the Hunt, I made Enchanting Cacophony, and then with Talrand being announced I decided to make Talrand, it ended up being that the next three videos that I had were all monocoloured decks in green, black and blue respectively. So I just decided, you know what, screw it, we're going to do a full sequence. I've made a white and a red deck, which I should be getting to in the next couple of weeks. And we're just going to have 5 weeks of monocolours. I mean, it's Theros, devotion is a mechanic. If there's any time to do it, now's the time. But with that in mind, let's get on to the deck in hand that we'll actually be playing, which is Enchanting Cacophony with Aphemia the Cacophony. So, Aphemia the Cacophony, as I mentioned in the Conrad improvement video, just has too much of a conditional build around to really work well in Conrad itself, but is a good card that I do want to have to build a deck around, and so that's what I've ended up doing. We've taken advantage of Theros being enchantment heavy and having enchantment creatures, as we've been able to get quite a creature heavy deck that has an equal number of enchantments to creatures. So we're able to relatively effectively get the value from Aphemia, not always on the first couple of turns, since I think the only card we can use to get in the graveyard beforehand is its dead weight. If an opponent plays a creature on turn 1 and we dead weight it, we can get a zombie immediately turn 2 with Aphemia. It's just a matter of how things go. But we then, in the subsequent turns, with things like Mara Triton and just our removal enchantments with Mara's Grasp and such, eventually managed to get some pretty decent value with our zombies, and we get to swing in with a small growing army and just get that damage in before finishing them off with the top end things like Grey Merchant of Asphodel, the Gruesome Scourger to take advantage of the fact we're creating a bunch of zombies, and just Ob Nixilis for a little bit more pinging here and there just from the opponent's draws, as it can also be pretty useful to just destroy one of our zombies and get 2 cards for it, which is a fair enough use for it there as well. So we're hoping that it will do a little bit better than Conrad, who is here. He is part of the group here, since he doesn't care whether the creatures that are dying are zombies or not. It's able to produce value from that. And similarly, if we're exiling an enchantment creature from graveyard, then we're getting value from it as well, from the Leaves Graveyard clause. So he can still provide a lot of value and does a lot of good work in this deck, even though he struggled a little bit more when he was the commander itself. However, it's not that complicated a deck. We're essentially just hoping to get as much value off of Aphemia as possible, as quickly as possible, before the opponent really has a good way of answering it. And so with that in mind, let's get into some games. Ooh, goody. My turn to see how Croxa does. So let's see here. I can effectively... Yeah, no, I really should mulligan that. Ooh, Hateful Eidolon, I love it. I don't love this with Underworld Dreams, but this'll work, I hope. Even though I've not actually got anything to capitalise on with Hateful Eidolon. Mara Triton, not too bad. What do they exile? A land? Yeah, that's a land. It blocks. I think I'm going to drop Mara Triton. Okay, I do like that. Drop Mara Triton first, mills a couple of cards, so that... There we go, I've got an enchantment graveyard. And that lifelink will help. Got an enchantment graveyard that I can now exile with Aphemia, even though it's Mindbreak Harpy, which hurts a bit. Yep, I now discard a card. And I think I get rid of Revenge of the Ravens. command zone it, so they do get another chance to do it in a couple of turns. Underworld Dreams and start pinging now, or Aphemia and start racking up zombies. So that gets 1 damage this turn, and then every subsequent turn. I think I Aphemia first. I'll attack with the Mire Triton. Okay. And I've also got Revenge of Ravens that I can get rid of now as well. So I'll do that first, since I'm more likely to want to bring back the Mind Rack. That can kill Aphemia, which hurts a little, but hey, what can you do? I mean, I can just replay Aphemia. If they've still only got 2 lands, that's really good for me. Okay, then next turn I can replay Aphemia, and if they remove it again, I've got a token copy of Aphemia. Okay. I guess, yeah. No lands. That hurts. I can understand the pain. Alright, Tristane. So, they're going to be able to go wide, probably wider than us. This is dumb. I shouldn't be keeping this hand. But I'm going to keep it anyway. Okay, inevitable end. I can do some work at least. That also helps, means they're down a turn. They're on curve if they want to use the goose this turn. Which they seem to be debating. Decided against. So I think Mire Triton first is the right play over Aphemia. That's neither of those are cards I wanted to mill. But hey, happens I guess. Especially with that Heliod coming in. Oh. Okay, well. On the plus side, I got my 4 mana, so I can Error Boss and Mind Rack Harpy. Oh, it's about to start getting funky. I guess inevitable end falls off Heliod if it's a creature, and you sacrifice enough things. So. Get my damage in whilst I can. That lifelink is going to start going insane. Yep, so there's Tristane. They've now actually got some damage on the board. Heliod at least isn't a creature. Now, do I drop Conrad? Mindwreck Harpy, Inevitable End on the Tristani. I think we get Conrad out first. I can attack with Erebos. Do I attack with Erebos? If I attack with Erebos... I mean, if they got removal, then Erebos stops being a creature. They gain life, they put a counter on something. But I've got a Death Toucher and a big blocker there. So I think this is fine for now. They block with one of those, they put a counter on something. Hopefully Tristani. On the goose. We're trying to go over. I've got Conrad down this mine, right? Oh no! Don't fight Conrad, please! I can't fight Conrad. Yeah. I will pay that life though. I'm never gonna get Mindwreck Harpy with Sir Conrad on the field, am I? Drawing all my lands today. Draw another card, I get it back, I've got an enchantment in the graveyard that I can now exile to start making zombies. They've got to stop for something. They want to remove Aphemia. I mean, there's no point removing Aphemia at this point. Just get it back and activate it. Okay, I have 2 mana left after that. Oh, this is awkward. Do I Inevitable End or not? If I Inevitable End, I can't even block Thwain. They currently have the mana to replay Tristani if I put it on Tristani. They can give things lifelink. I got Mindwreck, I think. Okay, I mean, they destroy the enchantment. That does nothing. So I just, yeah, okay, it'll throw a card. I do like that Spark Harvest. Can now attack with you. Ghost form. Make ourselves a zombie. Ooh, that's not good. Because now they can just grow things at will. So it can blow up Tristani, but they can then replay Tristani. This is the awkward thing, is I don't actually want to remove Tristani all that much at the moment. I think I just Revenge of the Ravens. Oh wait, actually that does work in my favour with Erebos. They could have safely blocked it, but I'm fine that they didn't. Should have played that first, so I had the black mana for Spark Harvest. They can give it haste, they can give it trample. They draw 2 cards, it gets another counter. They can get rid of Erebos. That's not good. Yeah. My hopes of winning are dwindling away with that. They do now only get to give haste, rather than haste and trample. So it would be a mistake for them to do so. They can give Ceratops Reach though, which is I guess what they're expecting, thinking that, oh, there's an opening. But, I'm just somewhat aware of that. So, actually, how much mana do I have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can pay 5 and then still have the inevitable end. Yep. Stick it on the Goose or the Orator? Maybe stick it on the Orator. Putting on Goose would leave an opening for me to get through with flying, but the Orator provides them more value, so I'd rather them sacrifice that than Goose. Trostani at this point, if it dies, just creates 2 more soldiers that I then have to deal with lifelink. The Trostani gets a counter immediately, and yeah. I mean, everything's already going downhill fast. But at least for the moment, I've got jump blockers. And at least their devotion hasn't got high enough for Heliod to become a creature. I've not got high hopes though at the moment. Gruesome Scourger, Sir Conrad, both very good options for getting loads of triggers, are gone. Their creature's getting big, so Revenge of the Ravens is not all that good. Dreadhorde Invasion can eventually get it big enough, but their stuff's bigger at this point. And yeah, that's got reach as well. Deliberately left all of their white mana up. So I've guessed a Linden, but seems it's not the case. Okay, Obnixilis. Obnixilis can help here. But they do get to draw more cards. I am honestly tempted to, or was tempted to destroy one of my zombies to get it bigger. This does actually work well with their henge at least.
It is just a small headache. Try not to think too hard.
So no attacks. Got blockers, I've got the inevitable end to make another zombie. I gain 2 life from the Great Henge though, so it's a very uphill battle with this strain from Obnixilis. I could really use Underworld Dreams about now to just double down on it.
Close your eyes
Very big goose.
and listen to the sounds of the wild.
Ah, their counters give it trample. And also that. So now they can actually punch and kill. Yep.
With my aim and their claws, you're done.
Yeah. So now Obnixilis goes. So that's I did what I could. The plus side is I can kill Vivian, but I then do lose some of my board to do so. And that's a frigging Nissa as well. Well.
Strange and magnificent world.
Yeah, this game's lost.
Man shall conquer you.
Isn't that there? No, that's all they're doing for the moment, so okay. End of their turn. I think I'm going to Field of Ruin to blow up their Field of Ruin so they can't blow up my Lockthwain later down the line. They've got their Lantern down, so it doesn't really matter that much for me. Yeah, and now they can start drawing cards again. Joy. And then I can use the land that I get to Cryptic Caves. So Oh yeah, it's only non-basic lands anyway, so that's the only valid target. So we submit that, that, and that. They're going to get a forest. Because they've got Anissa down. Ugin was on top, that would have helped. Cavalier of Night. I have no 3-mana creatures in graveyard at the moment. There's a Hateful Eidolon. The question is, what do I blow up? I mean, Vivian has to die. This is the one opportunity they really have to block with Tristani to get it into graveyard. Oh, into command zone to replay it. But I don't think they're going to. I think they've spent too much time buffing it up that they... Yeah. That's what I expected. Especially since now I don't have Maya Triton to block whatever they swing in with. And they can grow out even bigger. Plus side is Cavalier of the Night can currently trade with their lands.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Less fortunately, I don't think I can actually deal with Nissa at the moment. Oh, that mill at the start of the game hurt so much. And now I can't trade into the forests, and everything's got vigilance. Yeah, and there's devotion. I've not got an out at that point. Too much to overcome. Right, come on, game 3. We've won a game to somebody who got mana screwed. Ooh, Eutropia is it? I think it's called Eutropia. Yeah, Eutropia the twice favoured. I want to like it, but I'm going first. And I got nothing there. Okay, here we go. This'll do. This'll work. So I'm going to Aphemia first for the evasion. Inevitable end for Eutropia. Ooh. Could risk Minions Return. Nah. Minions Return can be used for protection on Aphemia if Aphemia is going to get removed. Or anything else. But yeah, as expected. I'm most likely just going to Inevitable End Eutropia. Wait a second, I can flash. Oh, I've got a pretty good idea of what I'm gonna do there. take the 4. Minions return. Inevitable end. My questing beast. Now, unfortunately, I don't get the advantage of haste. But, yeah, that worked out in my favour, I feel. So yeah, +1/+1 counter and it goes flying. Okay, you're tapped out though, so I can eat that to extinction. Got it with the third game. I had my doubts about the minions return. But yeah, the flash there just... Getting a questing beast with that felt good. But I guess that's the issue, is you've got to then have the setup to make sure you get it when you're saying, hey, I want to kill this thing. Well, if I can say one thing at least, it did do better than Conrad. So in that regard, I do prefer it, though, yeah, I still feel that with monoblack, there's just so many things that end up coming down that I just can go, well, I can't really answer that. So, Planeswalkers I do have a couple of answers for, since, I mean, in fact, I could put in Elder Spell as well. I've got Spark Harvest, Murderous Rider, and Eat to Extinction that can just straight up remove them. So, there are answers to Planeswalkers. Creatures, easily enough to deal with, but not so much when we're trying to also get all of the enchantments in there as necessary. But yeah, the artifacts and enchantments that the opponents have, like, I'm actually almost tempted to run for Farrakha's Libation, just because of the fact it is the only option to remove an enchantment in black in Standard at the moment. Well, one of like 2 in Magic at the moment, and then yeah, with them expecting to experiment with it more down the line. However, at least Aphemia was able to work. I'm happy with how it went for the most part. I do expect it to have its ups and downs, essentially being a lot more reliant on the draw, and maybe I should put some more methods of getting enchantments in there, more card draw, more reanimator, maybe, go heavier in on the mill. But I feel that the issue is, and it's the same sort of issue with Conrad, where mono black mill doesn't have enough going for it to justify it on its own, and you really do need the extra colour in either, you know, blue or green to actually then capitalise on it. So, well, regardless, I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.